Hello, hello, hello. Happy Fairy Friday. It has been a while. And hello, hello, hello. It just says, oh, you're now live. So, technicalities. Anyways, it's been a while, and I'm thrilled to be back doing Fairy Friday again. I don't know if I'll be doing it every week, but I've kind of been pushed by the fairies to start doing these again. Um, and when fairies insist on something, you really should listen. So I'm happy to be back this morning, bringing you a message from the Fairy Kingdom using Brian Froud's beautiful Fairies Oracle deck. So let us see what the message is. Oh, I forgot before I start. I always say, if you are watching today, whether you're watching it live or on replay, that means that today's message is meant for you to see. Okay? And the other thing I always say is sometimes I see comments when they come in. Sometimes I don't see them till much after, but I do love looking for them and the little thumbs up and the hearts and all of that good stuff. So please feel free to do them. And if I don't respond, it's just because I haven't seen them. The magic of technology and living in the country, right? So, without further ado, let me shuffle and see who is going to jump today. Whoa, that was fast. I'm not surprising because they've been yelling at me. Oh, Hobyah or Hobyah. He never tells what the G stands for. So Hobyah is about fear. He is the boogeyman, kind of. He is one of the fairy challengers. Hey, there's Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. It's great to be back, too. So the fairy challengers are the ones that bring us face to face with our fears, and he is really all about fear. They bring us face to face with our denials, our inner traumas, insecurities, delusions, confusions, misbehaviors, all of that stuff. Fairy challengers are here to go, hey, look at this. And they test us. They test our alertness, our awareness, our insight, our knowledge, our wisdom, and our dedication to our personal growth. Fairy challengers want us to grow. And without them, we might get a little bit lazy. Oh, yeah, I've got this all covered. No, no, no. Fairy challengers test us. And as we go through the test, we learn what we're meant to learn to pass the test, if that makes sense. And also, though, they don't test us until they are pretty sure we have the wherewithal to pass the test because they don't want to waste their time. And being a fairy challenger is a tough job, right? They don't get to be all sugar and light, and well, fairies aren't sugar and light, but these guys, they are testing us, so it's a tough job. And as we learn and progress, they learn and progress too. So it's kind of a mutual benefit society. So Hobyah is about imaginary fears, unreal hazards, also realistic caution. Look at those eyes. His powers lie mostly in our imaginations, not in the real world. So, oh, Amanda, hi. Lovely, thank you. So he is, when you start to feel afraid of something and then you get afraid, that feeds the fear. So if it's like mischievous things from other worlds, or if it's just your own imagination, just when you allow fear to get bigger, the bogeyman gets bigger and more powerful. Hi, Carrie. So he thrives on our fears. He gets stronger and stronger, and the fear gets stronger and stronger until we face him and them. So he's really a sham. He's a tiny fear that gets blown out of all proportion, and the smallest positive force will banish him. Now, this is why I'm always training people. If something's going weird, it's always good to, sage your house, cleanse your house one way or another. Whether you can burn sage, you can spray salt water or holy water, or you can go through with tinctures or bells or drums. You just with windows or doors open, so you're clearing out anything negative with your intention in your head. Anything that doesn't serve my highest good, get out, kind of thing. We have the power. Always, we have the power. You're not allowed here. Be gone. And fear, or little entities that we don't need, they have to go. That's the rule. That's the law. So Hobyah's job is to wave our imaginary fears in front of us and make them look as alive and as real as he possibly can. And he's really, really good at this. And the challenge he brings for us is to see and figure out that some of our fears are imaginary and that some things we really do need to be cautious about. And he's teaching us to look for the truth. So today, with him showing up, having the fairies been yelling at me for a few days now, maybe longer, but definitely the last few days they've gotten very loud. It's time to look for the truth behind our fears, to distinguish between what's real and what's imaginary, and time to delve into those old patterns so we can see past old fears and triggers to a much more liberated life. Every time we confront a false fear, we get braver. Every time we get braver. It's not, being brave isn't just being fearless. No, being brave is being afraid of something and confronting it. Okay? And this way we gain strength and courage to deal with real challenges in our lives. So he says, don't start walking down dark alleyways to prove you can face fear. No, that's like a realistic caution, right? Don't walk down back streets. I was in Africa many years ago and in Durban. And if we went out the front door of the hotel, it was okay, but I wasn't supposed to do it by myself. And I went out one time because I was feeling pretty strong. I was like, oh, I see why, because people really were bugging me a bit. But don't go out the back door because that's a whole different world. And you wasn't safe at all. Like they kept telling us. So it's like the doorman, when I left out the front door, said, yell if you need me. And I didn't actually get past the edge of the hotel where someone was bugging me and the doorman came up and said, leave her alone. So we learn, right? But so be cautious, but also, so then there's, yeah, so when I was like, you get these things. When I meditate, I get all these stuff going on in my head. And I was like, listen more to what they're saying to you. Listen to what they're saying. And he's saying, so what are you afraid of? Huh? What are you afraid of? Like, well, I'm afraid of being poor. He said, what are you afraid of being poor for? Look where you live. Look what you'll have friends for. La, 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 la. And it's okay. So maybe being poor isn't real, but if I feed that energy, it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. And, I'll be lending energy to that. So instead it's like, yeah. He says, oh, you're afraid of being rich too? He's funny. And there is that, the converse, right? Oh my goodness, what if I won that $70 million and would people try and steal my children? Would people, la la la. Again, ridiculous fears, right? So just focus on overcoming those little nigglies and look at them. So, because, in this economy, anything can happen. I'm are you afraid of war? Yes, I'm afraid of war, but I'm not afraid. I don't give it energy. I try to send healing. I try to what we do what we can do for in our own little bubble where we can control, and not to, go out and vote because you need to take part in the process, but also don't feed into the fear. Get angry, don't get afraid. When there's things that are upsetting you, politically, world-wise, don't get afraid, get angry, and then take action. My goodness. So, and look around, look at what is maybe making you afraid, what's niggling at you, and go, okay, how realistic is this? You can always play out the worst thing. What's the worst case scenario? What would be the worst than that? Oh, and then what would happen? And then what would happen? Um, and then you can sort of go, okay, yeah. But sometimes you really need to look at it, and then it's like, okay, well, are you afraid of being poor? Are you spending your money foolishly? Do you just like not think about it and buy $100 whatevers that you can get for $10? I don't know, whatever it is. It's like it's look at the is there a real kernel that you need of caution you need to pay attention to. So pay attention. He says, look at the evidence. I love his voice this morning. Look at the evidence. Don't look at false evidence appearing real. I don't think I've ever heard this voice before. I love this. So this is his big message for you today. Oh, he just said, do that again. Ooh. Do you remember the old Second City shows? I'm dating myself, where they would do like supposedly 3D and they would go, ooh, ooh. Anyway, he's got a sense of humor, and he does like to make things go bump in the night. So if things are going bump in the night, go, get out of here. You're not allowed to interrupt my sleep. And unless you have good intentions, you're not welcome here. Be gone. Things have to go. And, this is the truth. This is the truth. And he is here to remind you. Right? Carrie says she remembers this, and Sheila says I do, and it's like it's true, because you can hear a clicking, 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 and it could be oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then you could get more and more scared as you imagine all these things. It's like no, stop, stop. If you're something, let go. Or could it be the fridge? Could it be a branch against the window? All these things, right? So, go forth. Pay attention. Pay attention to what you're afraid of. I don't remember this happening before with him, ever. We'll do it now. Oh my gosh. Okay. The fairies make me laugh. Oh my gosh. They're teaching us, but they're teaching us. They do have a sense of humor. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, because how would they put up with us otherwise? Oh, okay. So apparently, all right. He's saying to me, okay, apparently I'm supposed to be doing a special. I hadn't planned this, but I'm getting told. You guys may know I do like individual email fairy oracle pulls and readings. And Sheila says great voices. Hey, this is his. I don't know. So anyway, he's saying do a deal. Do a deal. Okay. I'm gonna go on my store. They're regular $33.33 for me to tune into you and pull a fairies oracle card for you and send it out to you. Frick. Okay. He says do it for $17.77. Okay, $17.77. Give me time to go into my store and do it. If you're watching it on replay, it will have been done. And I'm just asking him how long. He says, till I tell you to take it down. It's like, okay. Jeez. Well, fairies can be very bossy. I have little, outside, I have a couple of little stone arrangements for the fairies, like a little flat stone, and then I've got some different crystals on. There's about 4 or 5. I've got a couple of them around, and every now and then one will be knocked off or 2 will be knocked off, and I'm like, how did they get knocked off? They're very protected, and I can't see that it's a chipmunk doing it. They're also fairly heavy crystals, and the other day I went out and all of them were off. And they were all off. Yes, Sheila, he is hilarious. I've never felt this sense of humor in him the way I am right now. So anyway, maybe my time off has made my channel more clear for them. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, all of the crystals were all knocked off. I'm like, oh guys, okay. So I put them all back, and So we'll see if I'm back in their good graces. So anyways, I wish you a very happy Fairy Friday, a very happy week, and I will be back on another Friday. Yes, it's next Friday. I'll try. Boy, I'll try to be here next Friday. All right. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. Much love to you all. Mwah. Happy Fairy Friday. Bye bye for now. He just like, bye bye. I didn't get to say bye bye. Okay, bye bye from him too.